So there were plenty of points on offer in Fantasy Premier League in Game Week 8, but the question is, did you get any of them? We'll answer that question coming up next. What's up guys, and welcome to JNO United, bringing you the best in football news, entertainment and games. And today we're looking at Game Week 8 and towards Game Week 9 here on FPL Today. But before we get into the show, please make sure to subscribe, smash that thumbs up button and vote for me in the Football Blogging Awards. Links will be in the description down below, and comment on the question of the day. And I want to know your guys' biggest disappointment from Game Week 8. Mine was Captain Aguero, with all of the hype behind what he's done in Game Week 8 previously. I went for it thinking if he does something and I haven't captained him, I'm going to feel like an idiot. I now feel like an idiot because I captained him and doubled up on -1 points, giving me -2 points from Sergio Aguero. That's not something I thought I'd be saying this point in the season, or any point in the season actually. I actually ended up with 46 points, which is above the average of 39, but because of my position, does mean my overall rank dropped because the players around me are getting good scores, which gave me a game week rank of 1,064,733rd, leaving me on a total points of 410, which makes my overall rank 274,045th. Now that's still in the top 10%, but I have dropped slightly from previously. But to be honest, I'll have to take it because after Saturday, it looked like I was going to have a terrible game week. Fortunately, in the JNO Classic, I did rise to 250th, still on that slow rise to the top. Charlie Austin was my saviour. Thank you, Charlie Austin, for your great game week. And West Brom and Tottenham, if you had just had a draw at 0-0, this would be a completely different video. If you had the dream team this week, you would have got 147 points, and that's not actually adding if you had captained Junior Stanislas, who was the dream player of the week on FPL. Stecklenburg also, who was triple captained by 4 players, saved 2 penalties from Kevin De Bruyne and Sergio Aguero, getting 17 points in total. Bournemouth dominated the team with 2 defenders and Junior Stanislas, who has had 2 great game weeks. He looks like he's really on the rise as a player. And of course I'm going to mention the man up front again because this game week has made me love him that little bit more. Charlie Austin getting 13 points, being the only striker to get into the dream team of the week. And that is why he is the star of the week, because I know there were players who scored more points. You're probably going to hate on me. Stecklenburg or Stanislas could have got it, but Charlie Austin is my hero, which is why I'm making him my star of the week. And the reason is he was first in so many striker underlying stats that he deserves this place for what he's done for me and for his overall performance. The only thing he wasn't first in on the stats on the screen right now, he was tied with Callum Wilson for shots on target. That is the only thing he didn't come first in as far as strikers are concerned. My fool of the week is Sergio Aguero. To put on top of his disappointing performances for Argentina in the international break, he then goes and gets -1 points when so many people captained him. You have to be fool of the week if you cause that many people to lose 2 points. And now we have a quick look at the hot list, which is a list of me just looking at players that I'm considering bringing in, or who I think you should consider bringing in. And again, there are a couple of Bournemouth players in here because apart from their next fixture, they then have 3 quite decent fixtures coming up, and they look to be playing well together and in form. Callum Wilson is the striker I'm looking at. He showed last season what he could potentially do before he got injured. He's starting to return to that form as well, and he's in a side that are creating lots of chances. Junior Stanislas gets the midfield slot alongside Joe Allen, because Joe Allen just seems to be getting in the right place at the right time. Both are very cheap, so both could be your 4th or 5th midfielder and still get you good points. Hector Bellerin is the defender I'm looking at purely because he gets so far forward. If you saw his assist over the weekend to Theo Walcott, you'd know that even if Arsenal don't get clean sheets, he can still pick you up points. And Lee Grant holds on to the goalkeeper position purely because of his price and the fact that he does look like a very decent goalkeeper who is part of a team that could start to keep clean sheets. And before we look towards Game Week 9, I just want you guys to check out Zane Muller. He is a guy that is doing players to watch for every game week here on YouTube. Here's a quick clip, and you guys should go over there and support him as someone new on the FPL scene.
The next player is Stanislas. He showed glimpses last season that he's a very good midfielder, and yet again he showed it against Hull when Bournemouth beat them 6-1. He got himself 2 goals and 2 assists, a total of 18 points. They host Tottenham in Game Week 9. Tottenham have a formidable defence as well.
Now looking towards Game Week 9 and looking at the fixtures, there's a couple of fixtures here that I think are important for FPL managers. The first one I'm looking at is Bournemouth versus Spurs. I've sung the praises of Bournemouth players in this video already, but if they can show that they can play the football they've been playing against a side like Tottenham Hotspurs, then maybe they are someone that you should bring in a player of and not even worry about the fixtures. Spurs, of course, are in good form at the moment. They did drop points when they went to play West Brom, but if Bournemouth can keep playing that kind of football against top sides, then maybe we should consider bringing in players like Stanislas and Wilson, because they may score goals against the big teams as well as the smaller ones. Arsenal versus Middlesbrough is the type of game that has the potential for Arsenal to run riot, but it's also the type of game that could see us all slip up, captaining Arsenal players who don't get on the score sheet or grab an assist. So it's interesting to see what type of Middlesbrough team turn up and then what kind of points you can get from that fixture. West Ham versus Sunderland is a big game because a lot of people have dropped West Ham players and they've managed to slowly start to turn it around potentially with their point picked up against Crystal Palace. If you still have a West Ham player, he could be a very good differential for you as they come up against Sunderland, the side that are going to most likely be near the bottom of the table. Then we also have Liverpool against West Brom. Liverpool's attack has been in form, apart from the Man United game, which was pretty terrible. But if Lallana is back to full fitness, I feel like Liverpool play better without Sturridge in that lineup and with Lallana in that midfield. But of course, West Brom are the type of side that can shut teams out, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Then of course there's the big games on Sunday. We have Man City coming up against an informed Southampton side. Will Man City slip up again? And of course we have the big game, Man United versus Chelsea. Man United on the road to Stamford Bridge. Hopefully it won't be as boring as a game as Man United versus Liverpool, but there could be points going either way there. It's the type of game that could be really lively, or it could be a bore fest. We'll have to wait and see, but fingers crossed Diego Costa gets me some more points. So my captain choice for the week, and I've gone with Theo Walcott. I feel like Arsenal have the potential to run riot against Middlesbrough, and Theo Walcott comes in at a very good price. 7.8 million. He's been the one that's been in the right position to score goals. Kind of wish he was a better natural finisher. When he seems to have time to think about his chances, he doesn't always put them away. But at the moment you can't argue with the fact that he scored 5 goals and got 2 assists. My differential, and I'm going for Callum Wilson. He's owned by 3% of managers in the game at the moment and is worth 6.4 million. He's scored 3 goals and has been involved in 41.2% of the goals Bournemouth have scored. Now people aren't going to be looking at Callum Wilson for points, seeing as they're coming up against a Tottenham side that have one of the best defences in the league, but there's the potential there for him to still get you some points, and then after that his next 3 fixtures are very favourable. And finally, and I know I forgot it last week so I apologise for that, but we get onto the red herring of the week, and my red herring is Jose Holebas. And yes, if I said that wrong, you're free to say whatever you like in the comments down below. Last game week he got 15 points, scoring 1 goal for Watford, but he's on 4 yellow cards, so 1 more yellow card and he will be missing some games, and you may have to transfer him out. I feel like a lot of people will transfer him in because of that game week 8 score and could be regretting it when they have to transfer him out or leave him on the bench for game week 10. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in as always. Hopefully you've enjoyed this FPL today. Don't forget to answer the question of the day, which is your biggest disappointment from game week 8, in the comments down below. I've been JNO, you guys have been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game.